There are various stages of evil, and the medievals were particularly keen on itemizing and defining these. And I'm very mindful of a comment made by Sue Barron, who says, with respect, I think you need to look at the definition of evil, immorality, and wicked. And she points out that it's absolutely obvious that Johnson is both. Sometimes when we're tired and you do look it, say nothing. Well, yes, I mean, I work quite hard. I do a lot of things. I do a lot of teaching. I do a lot of stuff. But no, I am quite clear about where Boris falls on the calculus of evil. So the ancients or the medievals talked of obsession in a technical sense, obsidiary, being under siege by evil spirits, and then possession, being possessed by evil spirits. And I think there's a big difference to be made, or a big difference to be identified between Boris Johnson and President Putin. So on a personal level, I think President Putin is in the stages of possession. I think Boris Johnson is in the stages of obsession. But evil is not something which is from within. Evil is something which is embraced from outside. We are not naturally evil. We are naturally curious. We are naturally foolish. We are naturally naughty. We are not naturally evil. Evil is about a surrender away from the good, surrender into the void, surrender into the absence of certainty, the absence of joy, the absence of peace, the absence of truth. And once that happens, it is deeply infectious. And people with a fundamental grip on truth, a fundamental grip on goodness, can find themselves straying into evil, can be led astray because evil is so powerful. I think Johnson has certainly touched evil, and his inability to identify the difference between truth and lies, his obsession with his own importance, his anger when things don't go his own way. We've seen that. People have talked about it in the past, and they've said how charming he is until he doesn't get what he wants, and then all hell is unleashed. I think appropriately that's a very good description. But I think fundamentally Boris has not quite stepped over the line in the way that Putin has. Putin and his I wanted to say arch satanic nemesis, Metropolitan Patriarch Kirill of Russia and Moscow. These people know what they've done. They have embraced deceit in a way that I think Boris has only flirted with deceit because he doesn't see the difference between deceit and good. Putin and Kirill know the difference between deceit and good. And that is why there is such harm done. Boris is like a child in a toy shop, an intelligent man with a predilection for foolishness and a predilection for engorging his passions. Now, if we were to go back to ancient Greece and we were to apply the principles of Aristotle to Boris, and I'm sure he's looked at the principles of Aristotle, Boris is not a virtuous man. Boris is a man riddled with vice. He is a vicious man. And his vices come out. And he mentioned the other day about the Shakespeare quotation from the beginning of Julius Caesar about lean people. Well, no, I think his article yesterday in the Daily Mail about indulgence, that is his problem. He is indulgent. He is a glutton. He is unable to satiate himself. He is unable to resist pleasuring I was going to say himself, but we've got the sofa to speak for that. But it's he is unable to resist pleasure, and it's a very small step when self-control is impossible from that to evil. But I don't think he's stepped over the line, and so I would question Sue Barron's statement, and equally, I think I'm sorry if I look tired. It's a lot of teaching and a lot of working and a lot of drawing. I'm doing an interesting project at the moment, and I've got some projects of my own that I'm developing, and keeping everything going, keeping all the balls in the air like a juggler, and I find the only way to do that is with lists and a determination to sleep through the night if at all possible. But Bay is quite restless and demands a lot of attention. So I was awoken a lot last night, and Bay is now sleeping it off. I'm not.